Hey, what's up? It's Eric Raddatz, and we have got Jimmy Norman today. We're going to ask him some questions. He was with the Coasters, and then he wrote the song "Time Is on My Side." You might have heard it with the Rolling Stones. So we're going to ask a couple of questions to Jimmy tonight to see, if he did write it, and if he got any credit for it, and how the Stones got a hold of it. So, Jimmy Norman. So tell me, Jimmy.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank
You're
you.
a legend. We appreciate you being here, and I know you love playing and singing.
Oh, yes. Thanks for the invite.
Of all the songs that you wrote back in the day, do you have a favorite that you enjoy performing now?
Well, now I'm finally performing "Time Is on My Side," which is a favorite. But
That you wrote that.
I co-wrote it. I wrote the lyrics.
Okay.
But there are so many songs that I've written and they're all favorites, I guess. You know, it's like asking you which is your favorite child.
Yeah.
And it's hard to really answer that question. But I would say now, like, "Time Is on My Side" would be the favorite song that people seem to enjoy, and I enjoy doing it for them. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Oh, yes, it is. Now, you always say that you want to be free. You come running back. But I love ballads. I love to do the standards, like the old beautiful standards, by the greats,
We dance like crazy.
But as far as my own songs, I recorded my own songs, but I do a few of them on stage. But right now I'm still doing mostly other people's songs in addition to my own. And I still don't know if I like one better than the other. Like, I don't know if I like ballads better than I like what I write, for instance.
Now, "Time Is on Your Side." When you wrote that song, what meaning did it have to you?
Actually, I wrote the song because it was sent to me as an instrumental by Kai Wending, who's a trombone player. And I received it. I was living in California at the time, and I received it at a time when Irma Thomas, who's happened to be a New Orleans artist, was in the studio, and the producer of my producer, who's also the arranger and producer for her, gave me the song to write lyrics to because he had no lyrics. He only had the lyrics, "Time Is on My Side," and the rest of it was ooh. He played to it. So I wrote lyrics to where he was playing, and that's what Irma Thomas recorded. And 2 years later, the Stones recorded it. And what happened is, like, she was on Imperial Records, and the Stones were on London Records, I think. And they seemed to have been like sister companies or something like that. They would coexist in some kind of way. And I guess that's how the Stones, became involved with the song.
And when the Stones when the Stones took it took off.
They made the hit.
Did it line your pockets any? Did you get some green from that?
No.
Why?
Because I was not represented the way I should have been. And now kids now coming out today, they come out with lawyers and accountants and everything. At that time, the only thing I had to go by was the guy that I'm working with at the time, who was my producer, and he didn't look out for me like I thought he would. And
did that make you mad? Did it get you upset a little bit that he's rolling on?
Of course it did, but then I know one thing: that doesn't do anything but get you more messed up in the head. Where you can't do anything. So as a result, during that time also, I had a little semi-hit record, and I was able to go on the road and earn a little bread while I saw the record go up the charts. And by the time I got to New York and went to BMI to ask him about my money, no one knew who I was. Although my name is on the record, was on the first Stones record. It was definitely on the Irma Thomas single and the album. But the second pressing of the Rolling Stones, they seemed to have took my name off. And their reason for not paying me, they were saying, well, the publisher, one of the publishers of the song, was saying it was a typographical error.
The typographical that they left it out.
I would say so, you know.
It's an omission. That's not typographical. They omitted it.
You know, but anyway, during that time, like I said, I was living, you know, comfortable enough to where I didn't have to, you know, really think about it, concentrate on it too much.
But if you saw Mick Jagger, would you beat his lips a little bit more? Till they were even more bruised and big? Would you beat his face?
Well,
We brought him over to Keith Richards.
I finally met Keith Richards.
What'd you say to him? What'd you say to Keith?
Well, actually, what happened? Like those pictures that he and I, they ran in the Rolling Stone magazine, and the caption says, "Keith Richards meets Jimmy Norman after 40 years." You know, and we didn't talk about nothing about business. It was just a quick meeting, like 5-10 minutes maybe.
You didn't want to punch him in the face?
Oh no, I enjoyed being with him. He's a hip dude. I enjoyed him. I met Mick down on Broadway once, but he was in too big of a hurry to talk, you know. So maybe he don't even remember me, you know, saying who I was to him. But so I never got a chance to talk. I never met the guys. And like I said, through Wendy and her friends, they took when the Stones were at the what was it in Jersey?
It was a big stadium, yeah.
The stadium over in Jersey.
It's just a
They took me and introduced me to Keith.
Cool.
But no, I never.
Jimmy has too much class to say anything to Keith.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
Jimmy let it go and, you know, walked away happy that he met them. And Keith knew just who he was because I wrote to Keith and told him the whole story.
But see, I know that they hadn't.
So Keith took his picture with him for Rolling Stone magazine. And that was all that was.
But I know that they don't have that much to do with it. It wasn't them that the reason that I didn't get money. You know, it was just the producer. I mean the publisher.
Yeah.
And the co-writer.
You know how many commercials that was used for?
In fact,
you know what the money is now. It's in public.
to give you an idea of what it was.
So there's no one
the
gets
scheme
money on
was.
anything. Anyone can use it.
How's that in public domain already?
It's 50 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's not doesn't even make sense. Well, what happened? The reason it's in public domain is because I've been to like at least 10 lawyers trying to catch up with him, and each time I get close, you know, he turned another corner. He would, for instance, like it started out as a BMI song and BMI publishing. Before they put it into a public domain, it had become an ASCAP song.
Oh.
I have nothing to do with ASCAP. I'm a BMI writer, you know. So, like I said, he found a way to turn corners every time I would get close.
Yeah.
And I think the final thing was when I got close enough to where I finally got something in writing for them giving me a reason why my name wasn't on there. Well, to give you a story about that, my co-writer, his name is Jerry Regular, but his writing name is Norman Mead. The Irma Thomas record, as well as the first Rolling Stone record, says J. Norman, who is me, and N. Mead, which is him. Then it came down to Norman / Mead. Then it came to Norman, semicolon, or whatever that is, that dot in is Mead. Then it just became Norman Mead. And then just before it went into PD, he put his name on, Jerry Regular. Now I don't know how that happened, and I don't know, like I said, I've been to at least 10 lawyers. And they would think that we got a great case, you know, and 2 or 3 weeks later they come back to me and say, well, it's going to take too much time. I say, I'm going with no money, first of all, you know, on spec. And obviously I put them in a position for someone to just say, here, take this money, forget it. And I can't see that really happen, but that's what it looked like to me. Yeah, but like I say, now it's beginning to make a little more sense to where like people know me as being the writer of the song.
Good.
At one time I was embarrassed to even tell people that I wrote the song because I mean they look at me and automatically think that I've made a lot of money because they know how big the song was. And to savor a beer, you understand, well, I really want a Kavase, you know, and couldn't afford it. And people would, I would be embarrassed. People would say, oh, hey, this is Jimmy Norman, the road timers on us, you know. I would actually be embarrassed. Only in recent years, say in the last 2 or 3 years, where I've been able to really feel good about being the writer of that song. And thanks to Wendy and the Jazz Foundation, people like that, they allowed me to, in fact, they exploited me in terms of letting people know who I was and what I represented. You know, I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? I wouldn't let nobody know that I was the writer, you know. So thanks to them now, I'm enjoying singing the song. I'm enjoying people knowing that I co-wrote the song, you know. And although I have no fantasy about one day I want to get my money. I know I'm not going to get that, you know. But
well, how do you feel? How do you feel though about? Would you comment on like modern music today? Like, do you listen to any hip hop or Kanye or 50 Cent?
I give these guys credit for being able to do what they do. However, it doesn't compute to me. Not really. They call it music. To me, it's not quite. It's what it is, you know. It's spoken word. I mean, but so was the Grand Ole Opry, you know, swing your partner left and right, you know. That was a spoken word thing, but music to me is like with a melody, you know, and someone, you know, expressing what the lyrics are about. I don't understand half the stuff that I hear.
I'm with you.
You know, somebody to explain it to me.
Did you have kind of a big inspiration? Is there one musician that was a big inspiration to you?
Well, see, I grew up listening to people like Billy Eckstine, Sarah Vaughan, Nat King Cole, people like this. These were my mentors, you know. And then there were other people like Fats Domino, in a sense. People laugh when I tell them. One of my biggest inspirations at that time, my biggest concepts of how I wanted to do my thing was Perry Como. I mean, he was so relaxed with his situation, and you know, it's like it was second nature to him. And that's what I wanted to present. That's how I wanted to present myself. And so I took a lot from his. You know, I used to watch him on TV when he had his TV show, and he would be walking down the beach kicking a can like, you know, second nature, and singing the song all the time like it's nothing, you know, like he's talking. This is what I wanted to look like to people, like it's just second nature. You know?
Is it second nature to you? Is it second nature to you?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are obstacles that, for instance, like if I'm confident that the musicians know what I'm doing, I don't have to concentrate on anything. We just do what I do. But it don't always go like that. Sometimes you have to be conscious of, you know, or to give signals or to do whatever you have to do because you aren't too sure that it's going to go the way you want it to go. But other than that, I'm comfortable. I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Awesome.
Which, in addition to fact, I feel like I got a reprieve. Thanks to the Jazz Foundation again, once again, because I had a couple heart attacks back in '97. Right now I have a pacemaker.
Nope.
But I've been sick. I was very, very sick. And when I met the Jazz Foundation, they came to my rescue and started helping me get myself back together. And I give them all the credit in the world for being here now.
Awesome.
Time is on my side. Well, yes it is. Time is on my side. Yes it is. You're searching for good times. Just wait and see. I know one day, baby, you'll come on how to crown a boy. I have myself a part of you. You come running back.